AirTime Prime.
Yes. Welcome to second episode of AirTime Prime. So we don't have a guest today, so we will talk about who we are, what we're here to achieve.
We should probably talk about what happens when the guest cancels on you.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things happen. There's a lot of things there. We plan for everything, but when guest doesn't come, everything has to reschedule, I'll say.
Yeah, but then at the same time, I feel like we wouldn't be having this conversation if someone didn't cancel on us. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what happens. Like, we still end up having something.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about ourselves. I'm trying to get to know Leo a little bit more, and Leo trying to get to know who I am. So let's break that barrier. Let's do a little icebreaker. Do you know what any icebreaker do you want to do?
Yeah, do you know what? Let's do where would you want to be right now? Do your favorite food, and if you had a nickname, what nickname would you want to have?
My favorite food is mohinga, I would say. That's a Burmese type of food that I don't think I will ever had it here in London, any restaurant in London, but I only had it in Burma. Like, my mom make it or not, but that's the best thing that I had since I was young. I would say that's my favorite food. What about you?
So what, we're doing one by one?
Yeah, one by one.
Yeah.
It will be much better.
Okay, cool. My favorite food. I don't have a favorite food.
No?
No, I don't have a favorite food. I feel like, I just feel like I appreciate all types of foods. I think, do you know what? I think like it would be unfair for me to have a favorite food because.
What makes you say that?
Because then it's almost like if I have a favorite dish, then I'm cheating on other dishes. You know what I'm trying to say? So.
I'm open to varies.
Yeah.
As you know, I've traveled many places.
Yeah.
But I'm open to all kind of food. But there should be one favorite on the top. That's what I believe.
No, I don't have a favorite. Honestly, I feel like I'm just that kind of person. I feel like with certain things I might have a favorite thing, but I feel like when it comes to food, I just feel like food is a combination of creativity and it's just like and combination of flavors and stuff. So I don't really have a favorite one.
I think you should get your mic closer. I think
I should.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Put headphones on. I think you can probably hear it clearly.
Yeah. Put them on, Costa. Put the headphones
on. All right. So let's talk about. So we're in a lockdown right now.
No, wait. Why the other two questions?
Oh, what was the other question?
Icebreakers, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Cool. So the other one.
Where would I be? That's the question.
Where would you be right now?
I'm here with you right now recording this. That's where I am right now. I want to be on the present. Like, where I am, I want to be present. No, I don't want to be thinking about I should be there, I should be that. But where I am right now, this is where I should be.
Yeah.
This is what I believe in. Because if you're thinking about, I should be there, I should be that, you're overthinking stuff.
Yeah.
That's my perspective, I would say.
So I think for me, I should be on Mars right now, starting second humanity instead. But
so
it turns out I'm joking. I think honestly, I think the same as you. I'd rather be here. I just feel like a lot of the time people have this thing of like being somewhere physically at that point, but mentally they're thinking about something else, or they're trying to be somewhere else. So yeah, here and now it's a nice place to be.
I'm glad that we are doing this today during the evening. I don't know what time is it. The time is 7:15 on Wednesday.
Don't make me get philosophical about time as well.
Time is a moving, so it's called. That's why it's called AirTime Prime.
Is the time moving, or we're moving in time?
Good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the third one? What's the third?
And the third one was if you could have any nickname you wanted to have.
I already have a nickname.
Yeah, I mean, but is that the one you want to have, or is that someone?
I never thought of that. Have you got one though?
Do you know what? I'm trying to think of one right now.
Your name is Leo, so what's your surname?
It's Gracious.
Gracious.
Yeah, man. I grace people with my presence.
Churches.
Yeah, it's Gracious. But yeah, Nickname. I think if I had a nickname, it would be number 7.
Mine is Y3. For some reason, they chose me. Number 3 is something that tracked me for a very long time.
So is that the nickname you're giving yourself, or is that something that
that attracted me? I didn't give it to myself. The name like came to me.
So like the 3 was just kind of gave you the wink, just like, hey, like.
I'm here for you. Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're in a lockdown. We're recording this.
Don't forget, it's 2.0. Very important deals.
2.0.
2.0.
This is not the first one. I was not here on the first one.
We might have a 3.0, then 4.0. Like there's gonna be, you know how you get Samsung? It's like Samsung 1, Samsung 2. It's like we're getting like limited lockdown editions. You know. It's it's make sure you update on the lockdown.
So what is a big impact happened to you during first lockdown?
To me?
Yeah, to you.
Do you know what? Yeah. To be completely honest with you, I struggled a lot for the first month. Do you know what? I struggled in the denial. So I was just like, nah, everything's cool. I'm not being fazed by this, whatever. I was actually out all the time. If the government's listening to this, then I'm lying. I was not out all the time. But
It's not lying.
But yeah, you don't know which one's the truth now, so that's good. Kind of covers me a little bit. But yeah, anyway, for the first month I was actually struggling because I had to work from home, and working from home for me is unproductive, or at least it's something that I was learning to do. My sleeping patterns were all over the place. But I think just like anything in life, I feel like the way someone deals with the lockdown is the same way they deal with other stuff. And obviously we can change on how we deal with situations and stuff. But I feel like the month in, I was like, hey, like this is not actually working for me. It's not sustainable to be like this. So I just kind of like started changing my routines and my habits.
What did you change the most? Like the first thing that you
the first thing I was looking at is my sleeping pattern, because if you don't personally, if I don't, I'm going to talk about myself, but I feel like this kind of goes out to a lot of different people. If I don't get what I need, which is like obviously like sleeping well, eating good food and stuff like that, then I'm not going to function properly. It's like a car. Like obviously we're machines, right? We're not actually technological machines, but we're like biological machines, right? So we still eat food, and we need to rest our brains and stuff like that. So it's like if you in a car, if you got a petrol car and you're putting in diesel, it's not going to work.
Of course not.
So just kind of had to look at changing my sleeping pattern, and then that obviously, because obviously that affects a lot of people's mental health.
I do believe so. If you wake up like 1 or 2 o'clock, your half a day is gone already. And when you wake up, and the thing that you do to freshen up, that will gone another 1 or 2 hours. Exactly. And like you don't have anything to do in a like productive way. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And by the time you leave the house, it's dark already, and your mental health is like effed up.
Yeah, and it's a vicious cycle, because someone can easily go like, oh, you need to change your sleeping pattern, but actually it's not that easy, because
it's not. I don't think so.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what the trigger point is for someone to change.
I would say that my mom said that to me the other day. Like, no matter what time you sleep, wake up when you put the alarm on. Then by the time you wake, when you get tired during that day, you sleep early, and you automatically start fixing your sleeping pattern. That's what my mom said the other day.
Yeah, but I feel like all the respect to your mom as well. I think that I feel like that's a good tip, and I feel like it can work for a lot of people. I just feel like different things work for different people.
Obviously, obviously, everyone everything is different, so everyone's different.
Yeah, no, but I just kind of wanted to dive into it just a little bit more of like, it's a bit like what internally, like for me internally, what is my kind of like focus and my kind of mindset towards change and towards wanting to do something. I think I can't really clarify at the moment, because it's just something that's still developing for me in my head at the moment. But it's along those lines.
So since the first one happened, and we got over that, then when you got the news for the second lockdown, what's the first reaction happened to you?
So do you know what? I don't think we got over that. I don't think we actually got over the first lockdown. I feel like the aftermath of the first lockdown is still being processed by people. I feel like there's still a lot of crazy stuff happening. People are still affected by it quite a bit. And obviously, the second lockdown is going to be a little bit easier, but it's not going to be easier to the people that are still in full effect and they're affected by the first lockdown. There's still a lot of people probably going through the process of being divorced or the aftermath of like social domestics, that sort of stuff.
There's a lot of things happen. Yeah, I heard the news. I was in Pakistan. I heard the news and from London. There's a people that who living together more. Like, you know, when you're locked down, you're staying at home a lot, and then you and your missus like spending more time.
Yeah.
And then I found out that they have an argument, they start getting divorced and that.
So do you know what? I was going to say that the one thing that's highlighted, that this highlighted for me, is that there's a lot of relationships that people are in that are not supposed to be relationships. Like they're not. So what I mean by that is they've been in this thing called relationship, and they've been hiding away from it by doing other things like working and doing something else that makes them busy while trying to get this relationship going. And then once the lockdown came and they had no kind of like escape or ways to hide from like the relationship.
I see your point of view.
If that makes sense, yeah.
I see your point of view, but there's a lot of family, I wouldn't say family, a lot of relationship. Like if you see the relationship, that you only spend 1 or 2 hours with your missus, and the rest of your day, you're probably out going, working, 8 hours at work, like a couple hours in gym, or a couple hours meeting your friends. But if you look at the time that you're spending your missus, like you can probably say 5 hours a week, 6 hours a week. Maybe you're sleeping at her house, or she's sleeping at your house.
Yeah, and do you know what? The question is like, did they get into a relationship because they wanted to be in one, or did they get into one because it's actually like a society standard to be in a relationship? I
don't know, because everyone had a different point of view to get in a relationship.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's an interesting question. But yeah, what about you? How did? Because obviously you wasn't even here during the first lockdown.
So I went Pakistan during end of January. I was meant to stay there for only 3 months. My plan was to go northern area of Pakistan, travel around. So I went there, travel around with my family. Obviously, I'm not Pakistani, but I love Pakistan. Traveled there, came back to extend my visa in Karachi, the second city the biggest city of Pakistan. So I came back and then extend my visa. And I met a few guys who are really interested, and they told me to stay around for a few weeks. Then by the time I know it, the lockdown happened in Pakistan. They call it a smart lockdown, but it wasn't really smart. But it's still going. I don't know what's going on. During the day, everyone's allowed to go out. At the night, everyone's like a ghost town, like nobody in the city anymore. So it was weird. It was interesting time to be in different place, not being out of your hometown, away from family. But the problem that I had, it was challenging for me as well, because I'm away from family. And being away from family was the hardest thing during lockdown. It make you realize how important your family is. Like family is the most important thing that a person can have.
So do you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna dive into this now. I actually don't like or dislike the concept of family, which is very controversial. But that's obviously I kind of dropped a bomb here, but I'm gonna have to explain it at some point.
Yeah, you have to explain that.
Yeah.
But until you have your own family, that will be a different story for you, I guess.
Yeah, I get that, but I feel like, do you know what? I'll explain it towards the end of this.
But let me finish my story.
Yeah, that's what
let me finish my Pakistan. So I extend my visa, then lockdown happened, and obviously I tried to catch a flight. The Emirates flight was cancelled. So there was no taking in. I tried to get a charter flight. By the time I found out about charter flight, there was no flight going back to Britain. Even I'll contact a British embassy to go back. There was no. I was like,
crazy.
Let me just chill out here. Chill out here. Just see what actually happening. I'm here. I could be anywhere, but I'm in the most beautiful country. People say there's a lot negative about Pakistan, but due to media and whatnot. But it's the most beautiful place that I've been on the earth, I would say.
Do you know what? People need to go watch your YouTube, because you have a lot of that footage from Pakistan on it.
There's a lot of things that I've not released due to my being laziness, I would say. Like I was being lazy. I was just being comfortable because due to the love that I was receiving from people, I couldn't express it on the camera. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Of course, certain things can't be explained.
So I just enjoyed and made myself useful there. I ended up learning a local slang for spending time 6 months. And even there's a guy that I met in a park. I don't know him. I've never met him before.
What's his name? Do you remember his name?
Yeah, I know his name. Salim, Faisal. What's the other guy name?
So it's 3 guys. It's not
No,
one.
no. There's a few guys that I met. There was through Salim. Met some guy called what's his name again? But this guy, let me tell you a story. From Salim, this guy gave me random stranger guy, right? He gave me a free place, 4-bedroom house to stay for free for 4 months.
Incredible.
Like, who knew like it would happen? Some guy just randomly give you a place for 4 months.
Do you know what? Yeah. But can I just say, I feel like that's not random. I just feel like that's probably the energy you attract as a person. So you know, some people who go like, oh my God, like that was luck. But I don't think it was, because I feel like that's a position you put yourself into, if that makes sense.
I don't think that would ever happen in London. Like, ever in London, someone would offer you your whole place for a stranger. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I get that. I get that too. Yeah.
So some guy offered me to stay. Like, I didn't have to pay for bills. I didn't have to pay for dinner. Like, dinner, I get knocked on the door and then free food for it if I'm at home. Obviously, I'm not home every evening during that time, because obviously you meet friends, through friends to friends, you meet people. Like, it was amazing time. Like, I ended up staying for nearly 7 months. Who knew? I only went there for a couple months, then end up staying there for during lockdown, during global pandemic. It was amazing. And then I realized it's time to go back to the family. When the flights start opening, I decided I want to see the Independence Day of Pakistan is 14th of August. So that happened. And I was like, next day I'm going back home, and I've seen enough of Pakistan. But when I came back, I kind of missed Pakistan, because I should have done a lot more, travel more deeply, which I wanted to do it, but couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That was my story about during lockdown. But there's a lot more in detail, which I've not explained that to a lot of people. But maybe I'll probably write a book about that. Maybe I'm writing right now.
Nice, I love it.
Yeah.
So what about 2.0?
2.0. I'm kind of excited for this 2.0.
I love it.
Do you know why? Because I've got this space right now to able to do podcasts with Leo, to share a lot of story to people, and then able to express my feeling by talking to you and to the guests, and get know to the guests.
Definitely.
So I'm excited for this 2.0 to give me time to myself to build my own brand, build my own portfolio, because I didn't have that. So I should be doing that more. But obviously I've been doing a lot for other people, not for myself.
Yeah.
So that's my 2.0. What about you? What's your 2.0 look like?
I just feel like 2.0 is a joke. I see it as a joke.
What government doing is ridiculous. Like, the stupidest thing I know. But the reason I say I'm grateful for that, because I didn't experience the first one.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was a bit, maybe not for me initially, but I feel like the first one was a bit mad for people to experience.
I was not here, so I can't comment it. But I get different stories from different people.
Of course, everyone's going to have a different perspective.
But the second one that I don't understand, why is university, schools, colleges are open, but why not gym?
I mean, listen, not a lot of things don't make sense. For example, how can you have a space, one room where you have to wear a mask, and then once you step through for another door, you don't have to wear a mask no more? And it's like, hey, is that gonna, like, what's that gonna do? For example, so obviously I've been spending a lot of time on Amazon recently.
Mm-hmm.
If they're watching this, they're probably gonna fire me, but who cares? Anyway, actually, to be honest, it's not even, I think a lot of workplaces do the same thing. So for example, in Amazon, everyone wears a mask. It's part of the PPE now, personal protective equipment. However, once you step into the canteen, you don't have to wear a mask no more.
That's ridiculous. I did that in when I worked with a BBC production.
That makes no sense.
like you can't. They don't offer you canteen, but they give you marquees where you can go in and sit down, enjoy your meal for lunch. But if it's indoor, but it's illegal. If it's outdoor, it's legal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But speaking of which, lockdown 2.0. But I want to talk about essential. What are the essential for the world?
What was this? What do you mean?
Like essential shops can be open.
Oh, what's essential? Yeah, I think we spoke about that off record before. I think a couple of days ago. But you know what? I think essential is subjective, right? Like I said last time, I feel like what essential is, and you know what? The government's kind of, I don't want to say smart or whatever, but I feel like the government words things in a certain way, where like people don't know what's what. So
I'm trying to find out like essentials like food, water, not restaurant. Obviously, restaurant you can have you can make your own food, but do you get where I'm coming from? But I don't understand why the ticket man is essential for the workplace. Like why is
because the government has to make money to pay the furlough, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I understand that, but obviously there's loads of people doesn't have a job and losing. There's 2.2 million people lost their job since January. Did you know that?
No, but check this. Yeah, the funniest thing is they are giving out furlough schemes. Yeah, up to £2,500, and they're still taxing people that are getting furlough scheme.
That's
so
ridiculous.
It's like, why don't you just cut the tax and actually give people a bit more money through the furlough? You know, just like, hey, like you're not gonna have to pay tax for the next whatever, like 3-6 months while you're on furlough, because obviously we understand you're struggling financially, but it's okay. We'll still tax you. It's fine.
But I still don't understand this. Like a few days ago, I probably mentioned that to you. Like my mum parked her car just outside her house, like different bay. Like she got her own bay ticket. Then half an hour later, my man come down giving the tickets for 65 quid within 5 minutes. That's like your whole day working wages gone. If you're claiming any benefit, that's your whole week benefits gone as well. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like a lot of people lost their job. Like I said, there's 2.2 million people in the UK lost their job since January this year, maybe more. And then there's loads of people doesn't have a job, but their car is like your vehicle. Yeah, your car is your legs. A lot of people you've been like is your walking, but without a car, there's loads of people can't do anything.
So do you know what else is crazy? So at the moment, you can lose your insurance if you're, for example, if you're driving somewhere and it's not essential. So this is like a new thing. So right now, people are at risk at losing their insurance if they're driving somewhere while they're supposed to be at home on a lockdown.
I know, but you need to go get your grocery and that. But you can't be just ordering stuff online. But you don't know what's coming.
Amazon's doing a great job right now, sending people, packages.
They're making so much money. They're making so much money.
I mean, do you know what? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not. By the way, people that are watching this, or listening to this, like this is just a joke. By the way, just to make it clear. But imagine if all these different companies decided, hey, let's release this virus that's gonna make people stay at home, so we can profit off of it. I mean, that would make a lot of sense, but obviously that's not the case. It's a joke.
It's annoying though. It's annoying. Like there's a lot of things that you can't do. There's a lot of dreams of people like gone disappear because of this virus.
But you know what? Obviously, without not making a joke out of it, I feel like I know there's a lot of people that's been affected by this virus, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of good things that came with it too. A lot of people started.
I'm not denying that.
So there's been people. So there's been people who went on furlough. And because what happens when people are super busy with work and stuff?
There's loads of people who would probably know what furlough is. Would you like to elaborate that?
Google.com.
Google.com.
Yeah.
But like those are listening on the road or those are listening in the car.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain what it is?
It's just a scheme. Like it's just a scheme if you're not working. Like if your work furloughs you. What that means, so basically furlough is an American concept anyways, so that came from America. No one's really used it before. So as UK loves copying what America does anyways, they literally copy all of their schemes.
But even American copy UK, all the entertainment sector.
But so anyway, so what it is like it's capped at £2,500 a month. So people that are getting salary, the workplace can furlough them, which means they stay at home. They don't have to do any work and you just get paid basically staying at home. And then what happens after the furlough, that depends on the workplace, if they can bring the person back or not, if they have the the finances for that. So yeah, and then like I said, just Google it. Like if you don't know something, Google it. Like Google's the best. I was saying this earlier. Google is the best university. So.
But yeah, speaking of university, let's finish on the university.
Yeah.
So people that who's going to university before I went to university before the COVID happened. I'll graduate, but people that who's going to university right now, I believe it'll be the useless. Do you know why?
That's what I was going to ask you. What value has university brought you?
I think it has taught me a lot of skills about myself.
And the second question to that is like, could you have got all of that without going to university?
Yes. But the reason I wouldn't, yes or no, I will say, okay, if you're willing to learn, like I learned how to do like video editing without going to university, or I didn't learn that at the university. I study engineering in university, so I learned problem solving, equation stuff that helped me in the long term in like problem solving. You get what I'm saying? Life is full of problem, and you need to learn how to solve the problem. So if it's 2 + 2, and if you say 3, it's not a correct answer, but it's actually 4. You get 1.
2 + 2 - 1. That's 3 quick maths.
Yeah. So yeah, I learned a lot in the university, but I would not recommend people to go university to learn a subject that which you can learn from Google.
So listen, so if you guys want to go to uni, literally pay me half of that money, and then I'll show you how to use Google, and then you'll be cool. And I can give you a little piece of paper after with a signature saying Leo has certified you with the ability to use Google, and trust me.
I can say that university is just there to make money, and they will be making more money. I know that there will be a lot of hate coming from this, but I know that university is just there.
This universities, we are amazing. We are bringing education to people.
University is something that show to employers to say that you can do the hard work. That's what they're paid.
But what people use, so while they're studying at uni, like literally all of them use internet to study now. So
you know how I passed my university?
By using Google.
YouTube.com.
There you go. YouTube or Google.
This is how I passed. This is how I passed my dissertation, my exams.
So Google.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah, Google owns money. I mean, owns money. Google owns YouTube, so it's basically the same thing.
Anyway.
And they own money as well.
Anyway, thank you for listening if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching. And then hopefully this is our second podcast, and there will be more coming from me and also Leo. Do you want to say anything? We wrap it.
Don't take life too seriously.
Live your life. And
live your best life. Just have fun.
Fun.
Aladdin, one of my friends, Aladdin, his name's Aladdin. He always says, I just want to have fun.
Just fun. Here for fun.
I'm trying to have a great time.
I'm just trying to have, let me re-quote that. I'm just trying to have a great time.
Yeah, just trying to have a great time. That's a good way to put it.
But most of the time it doesn't work out. But anyway.
Anyway, if you're watching this, please subscribe. If you're listening anywhere, please subscribe to our thing. So thank you very much.
If you subscribe, I'll send you a card with my signature on it.
I will send you a Christmas card.
You can 10 years later
we can actually send a Christmas card.
In April.
In April.
Yeah. Send you a Christmas card in April, yeah.
Anyway, thank you. And then it was a good chat. And then hopefully we should do more of this, just 1-to-1, and talk about more stuff when we don't have a guest.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.